already. He said good luck, have fun, GG.
Let's do it.
Let's go ahead and jump in here to game 1 of EGMachine versus IMLosira. Starting out on Tal'Darim Altar. This could be a great map for a great series, I think.
You know what will be interesting about this map is, of course, this is the auto set map for this particular round.
Right.
So this is probably not a map that either of these guys would have chosen. If, you know, when you lose, obviously you get to choose the map. We do see Metalopolis a lot. There's no doubt if that Losira were to lose this to EGMachine, that our next map would be Metalopolis. But I would almost be willing to bet that maybe EGMachine would go that way as well and choose Metalopolis. So you're kind of already putting a map that neither of these Zergs would likely go ahead and pick on their own accord if they were to lose a game. And we do have EGMachine as our, EGMachine as our red Zerg down in the southwest, and up here in the northwest we've got IMLosira continuing to do, this time he will Extractor Trick. But one thing we've noticed out of the Korean Zergs, July Zerg included, is that a lot of them are droning to 10, getting the Overlord, letting the 3 larvae pool up, and then having enough money to just buy the 3 drones after it goes up. What it results in is like a little bit more minerals for the Zerg, it appears.
Yeah. So we're watching right now to see exactly what these players are going to do in terms of their first actual building. Whoa, I just realized that Sean plays on the highest sensitivity known to man.
I'm not surprised about that, so hopefully we can adjust that at game 2 if we need to. Now, we're going to see Losira immediately go for a pool gas build, while EGMachine's going to go for the exact opposite, opting to go with Hatch first. Once he gets up to 200, actually he's going to go Hatch, then gas, then pool, so that he can get those drones mining his gas sooner. He won't be too far behind on speed, which can be important because you never want to be speedlings versus non-speedlings, and of course be on the slow side of that.
Yeah, spawning pool actually just now going down for Machine. If we pop over into the other base, the spawning pool is done for Losira. Nice thing is that this is Tal'Darim Altar, so it takes about 7 years or so, roughly estimating, to get across the map with those lings.
Yeah, it does. And you know what? If they're, I mean, these are positions that I actually like. Cross positions, always very interesting. But for some reason, I think we always get really interesting games whenever these guys spawn vertically. We're going to see the Overlords pass each other. As you can see, once again, nothing in common between these two. They didn't decide to run off and get married. And Losira is going to spend his first 4 lings out right now, avoiding that Overlord, getting vision momentarily, but will be able to make it in here to Machine's natural as he's coming out. We see that really Machine not that far behind on his speed, so his build that he's decided to go with seems to be pretty comparable to what Losira is currently throwing out. He is getting a lot of lings though right now, and the Baneling Nest going down.
Yeah, and I feel like that this is kind of just how ZVZ is grown now. You always see this opening in terms of Banelings starting, and we see right here, here's the Baneling Nest for Machine. I think if we go into the income tab, we see 19 harvesters for Machine, 14 for Losira. Of course, he does have that extra hatch. Does he actually have 2 queens out? Looks like only 1. We could pop open the tab instead of just looking around at the hatcheries. But he has started a second one coming out here soon. We've got 4 Banelings being morphed in from Losira, and they are already going straight towards Machine's base. Take it away, Wheat.
Yeah, you know, right now, here come the Banelings. The Queen is going to stop it, and Machine knows something is up because he saw a lot of lings. There have been absolutely no drones coming out from Losira, and he wants to end this game quickly. Going to go ahead and take out these 2 lings down at the bottom. Might surround this Queen while he lets the Banelings march right in. A couple of Banelings from his opponent are being morphed in, and he is going to go right for this main base. He is looking to go for a kill almost immediately. Banelings going to go in for the drones. He goes around to the opposite side. He's going to get a huge amount of drones. He'll get a couple more and may even pick off this Queen.
Yeah, if we look at worker killed right now, we are only at 6 for Losira, but there's really not too much. Oh, some Banelings just being wasted there, only killing about half. So that was pretty good for Losira and Machine right now. I think Losira is going to be on top right now. Some more, some more Banelings being morphed in, and they're just Oh, wow, that was so close.
It's done.
But yeah, I think it's pretty much over. Yeah,
it is.
GG.
GG.
Banelings are pretty good at killing lings and drones, Wheat.
They are, and I mean, Losira just, I mean, it was pretty obvious once he started producing all those lings that he was just going to go for an all-in. He moved those 4 lings down to outside the ramp that leads from the natural, and then decided to morph the banelings from that. He was able to stay out of Overlord view while doing that. And so when he brought his lings in, he was able to use those banelings as like an exploding shield. Like, yeah, try to run into this while I come in. He marched right past everything, even that initial queen, and just wreaked havoc on his opponent's base. So that's all she wrote on that one.
Yeah, and that's ZVZ. If you live through that, if both players actually kind of feel safe going after that, don't feel like they lost too many drones or the game actually isn't over like we just saw, then they'll start going into the roach and faster type play that I was talking about. But sometimes it just goes way, way too fast, and it really can be decided in just a matter of seconds when dealing with those banelings. We have gotten word from Machine. We're going to be jumping into Shakuris Plateau, so I'm going to go ahead and host that up for our 2 players.
It's an interesting map selection there for EGMachine. Shakuris will give us kind of a similar game, not quite as big as Tal'Darim Altar, but we saw a pretty intense Ling, Baneling, Roach game between July and Sheth on this game, where this is the game where July had 10 drones left and managed to win the game. At one point, he had transitioned almost entirely to Roaches to take it into the mid-game, and Sheth decided to go ahead and bust what July had created at his ramp, which was a double roach wall. He literally put 4 roaches across the bottom and then had more roaches in the back. The problem with what happened is the banelings destroyed all the front roaches, and he had a hole in behind the second roach wall. So all the lings were able to stream in there. It looks like we are counting down here for game number 2 between IMLosira and EGMachine. And it's, I won't lie, as a Zerg player, ZVZ can be really, really frustrating. I mean, you have to come up and play very specific versus a Terran, versus a Protoss, but it's like throw everything out and ZVZ, because more than likely you're going to be staying in the 1.5 tier units. Yeah,
it's very, very true. So doing some player shoutouts here, we do have EGMachine down in the bottom right-hand corner of Shakuris Plateau, and down in the bottom left-hand corner we have IMLosira all the way from South Korea. Already taken out one of the EG nerds in this group, of course, in control. That was last night. I think it was 2-1. And now he's looking like he's going to actually take out Machine now, as he just took that map pretty easily on Tal'Darim Altar.
He did, and you know, I mean, I guess there was a few things that could have been done. One thing that Machine did do right is really trying to defend with that queen. It's too bad that he didn't have an Overlord to spot those morphing banelings. And what is he going for? 10 pool?
That
8
is
pool?
an 8 pool coming out of Losira.
Oh my God, my favorite Zerg cheese build right here.
Tell me about it, Weed.
All right, so 8 pool, for those of you that don't know, you throw down the pool on 8, and then you drone up to 9 like you normally would, and then you drop the, and then you go ahead and drop the Overlord. We're going to see a little modification here by Losira, because he is going to go and do the extractor trick to get that 1 extra drone. But what will happen here is the moment this Overlord pops, the pool will be done, and then he'll immediately make 6 lings and go in for the kill. Oh no, he's going to expand. It's done. Losira, I mean, basically what's going to happen is Machine will have to use his drones to stop it. If he can do that and not really suffer too many losses, remember that Losira is going to be at a disadvantage because he's going with a non-economic pool build here.
And one of the things, too, that we might see here is a ton of drones being pulled for Losira and just leaving 1, but it looks like he is just going to open up with these 6 lings and not pull any drones. It is about to be spotted here by Machine as we go into his view. There is the spawning pool, and if you go over here, so he cancels his hatchery, has the spawning pool down. He's got 300 minerals saved up. The thing is here, you can actually survive this if you just pull all of your drones and run them away from your base. Get a spine crawl up, get 6 or 7 lings out. You can actually just turn into a normal game. This is one of those things where it is actually something that players are very, very ready for at almost any time.
Yep, he's going to have to do some damage here. He's going to go ahead and poke in. He sees where the pool is at. And, you know, the Zerg right now, Losira, can be really, really kind of just annoying because he doesn't ever have to attack. Every single time he brings his lings down here, the drones go off. They start losing some mining time. And he doesn't want to get surrounded by those drones and ultimately lose them. He's going to pick off a few. He's going to commit to an attack here. But again, we see them going off, using that trick where you click on them so they go through the units onto the minerals. But the pool is done now, and lings are going to come out. The disadvantage to the 8 pool is that if you don't do damage, you will undoubtedly be behind in all of this. So he's going to continue at it. Already, you know, I mean, he's in a huge lead. Here we only have seven drones for EGMachine, and even though the lings are out, you know, there's not even any more coming. So he just did it to do this initial damage. Look, he's got 2 queens out. He's going to be spreading his creep. You know, I don't know what Machine does here from this point. He's going to be really behind.
Yeah, I mean, if we pop open the tab here, 10 drones were taken out by that early attack. And Machine is really going to respond by trying to get more lings over to Losira's base. But if we see right here, 14 lings in production, ling speed about halfway. Going into the income tab, 19 harvesters for Losira, 10 for EGMachine. This is going to be a very hard game to come back from, and I feel really bad right now for Bryce.
You know, Machine right now is doing basically the only thing he can do, which is a counterattack with his lings. The problem is with 2 queens and more lings, he's undoubtedly going to lose that. So I do have to give Losira credit for getting an early aggression build, but then only relying on those initial 8 lings that you get out after the 8 pool, and then starting to drone from that point. His speed's going to finish here, and once he does, these lings will run right past everything and completely devastate Bryce's base. I mean, unless it was by some sort of just asinine miracle, I don't know what Bryce is going to do here. He has caught up in drones. He is going to throw down his spine crawler, but as speed hits here, and it is done, here comes this massive attack from Losira.
Yep, and we've got some banelings being morphed in from Losira, and we've also got a ton of lings going in to this base. I'm not sure if Machine's going to be hold. The spine crawlers will help against those lings, but once the banelings come in, there's really not going to be anything that he could do.
Yeah, I mean, even if he could take down one of these spine crawlers before it finishes, here come the banelings. There's an awful lot of them. Right now, Losira is really just baiting his opponent. Here we go. The banelings are making their way and going to get a surround on the queen. One big hit there on the drones. If he gets any drones here, it's over.
Oh,
boom!
What?
And a ton are going to die. Even some wasted banelings. And GG, well played. A very, very quick victory by IMLosira. That's the power of the 8 pool, folks.
Yep, that is. I felt like Machine responded kind of well to that. He was trying to fight those lings too much. He was re-rallying them all to 1 mineral and then spreading them out once the lings actually attacked, trying to drone drill, as they used to call it in Brood War. But it just doesn't work that well. You really just have to pull those drones, get them out of there as fast as possible, and then eventually come back. The thing about that, though, is, of course, Losira can just go and try to kill a pool. So it's not as easy as it really sounds by me saying that. But I feel like that's the way that a lot of pro gamers deal with something like that, at least when I've seen players actually come out on the better end of it.
Yeah, and you know, there's a lot of little intricacies that happen there on Losira's side. For example, I mean, things that he's obviously thought about. Because he spawned in the southwest, he built his pool as far to the west as he possibly could. So that scouting overlord, it is going to see, well, there's a lot less drones than there should be, but it will still take him a long time to actually see that pool. So between that, keeping that early aggression to just the 8 lings, and then saying, well, my second wave, if I do damage, it's going to kill you no matter what. So it was a nice little modified 8 pool, and everyone should be doing that in 2v2s, especially against like Protoss teams. They hate it when that pylon goes down, folks, and it's such a great feeling.
I feel like you're channeling your hotbidness right now.
You know, hotbid is like the guy who I've done more 8 pools with. Between the 8 pool cannon rush combination, it can be pretty nasty, I won't lie.
He actually
Smelly cheese.
He actually wrote a guide for that, for the cannon rush over on TeamLiquid.net. I have just gotten word from our producer, and I'm actually, I'm pretty excited. Guess what we're casting next week?
What?
MMA July.
Awesome. It's like being in Korea, casting the GSL
I feel like
right
Nick and
here.
Dan right now.
Exactly. It is so awesome. So we are going to be doing that matchup next, of course.